Some people think change is so hard. And I'm here to tell you that is BS. It's so easy. The problem is we're usually using the wrong type of motivation to change. I mean, look, if we could change for all our people, that would be great. We'd all be perfect, right? If our partners desired to make us a perfect person, or our kids or our parents or our bosses or our subordinates, it would work. We'd be perfect now. Everybody has great ideas on how we all need to change. But that has nothing to do with our actual change or lack thereof, let's be honest. In fact, it often seems like the more people want us to change, the less we do it. And yet, when we really want to make a change and we choose to do it, happens like that and feels so good. So what is that difference? Let's take this office, for example. It's just been a mess. It's been kind of a dump room for a couple of years, cleaning out other things, projects. I haven't really been able to feel good in here. And then I made a decision to change it. And in one day, a situation that perpetuated for months, and this is just a silly example, right? We all have this, but one day I decided to make a change and I did. And now it's phenomenal. I'm sitting in a chair making a video, backdrop. I love my environment and I feel so good as a result. Feels so good to walk in here. I didn't even realize that for months it didn't feel good to walk in here because it was a box I needed to check off, but I just wasn't inspired to do it because it was just a box to check off. But recently, I got on this kick. I don't know where it came from. I started to realize that organizing things felt really good. And I started organizing. I did another thing and another thing. And I started to realize that when I stepped into the space, I felt so much better. It wasn't about clean. For so much of my life, it was like I was around so many people that were OCD clean. Everything has to be not OCD clean. Everything has to be in the right spot, right? It's not just clean. It's like perfect. And then if anything moves, it has to be moved back. And so I was always judged as being like messy or it's not really dirty, but just not, I don't set things in the same spot every time and keep them there. We'll just leave it at that. So I realized I was more focused on that energy, right? Is it straight or is it not? Am I feeling restricted or not? And suddenly that entire conversation changed when I went and organized something and felt better when I walked in the room. Honestly, I don't care about that conversation at all. I really don't. I care that when I walk into this room, I feel so frigging good now. That has made organizing the rest of the house much easier because, oh my God, I feel so good. So I'm doing it because I want to and how I feel. That's the shift of where change goes from challenging to easy. And that's also the benefit of coaching because you talk it out with someone who understands that process. But that can be achieved with a lot of people. If you can find people that you can talk to for a while that are willing to ask you questions. Because what happens is we start to realize like how simple the change can often be. We just didn't have a name for what we wanted, that tension that was bothering us, that, oh, there's something out here. We know it's there and it's mucking up our space. We can't be creative. We can't really focus when we're in our off time because of something. We don't really know what it is. And when we pull it forward and we pull it into focus and we're able to talk about it and we go, wow, I think this might be bothering me. And then you go and do it and achieve it. You build confidence. You increase your power level. You start to realize how great you feel. You increase your power level because of that, right? Because you realize that when you take certain actions, it reflects in how you feel, which means you're empowered to affect your own emotional center based on the choices that you make. And so often in life, we've been trained to think that our emotional center, our thoughts, all that's happening to us. And we're so out of control. No wonder we feel like victims. No wonder we feel powerless. Things are just happening to us all the time. And so it takes this process of saying, what would really make me feel good? And taking that action and then experiencing the benefit to start to go intentional behaviors rather than reactive, make me feel really good. And when my tank is filled and when I'm feeling really good, I can achieve so much more. This chaos, this I don't have any time and I'm so exhausted and I'm running nonstop and things are bothering me. I don't know what they all are. It's actually not really, if we're honest with ourselves, the lack of time or how much is being asked of us that is exhausting. It's the mucked up space of all the conversations not happening, the lack of intentionality about what we're doing, and the frenetic chaos that shows up everywhere, whether it's our car, our life, the closet, the email box, that doesn't feel good. And as we begin to take that power back and feel that sort of, even in tiny doses, that control back in our environment in a powerful way. Not like I'm holding on control because everything's out of control. And if I just, put this book in the right spot, it's going to make me feel like I'm, got control. It's about, I'm in control no matter where the book is sitting, no matter where the details of my life are sitting, because I have chosen to put them there. If something's late, if something's out of order, I'm aware. And it was an intentional choice. That is the place where you can begin to make powerful, revolutionary, strategic choices in your life again. But you have to get sort of above all of this day-to-day execution. And it can be done at the same time, but there are mindset and focus changes. And it starts with that motivation change, that real change juice, which has to do with how you feel. And we have learned in our society that the way we feel is something to be ignored and you just push through. I still sometimes am not sure if I want to do something, or I'm just so good at pushing myself to do what I don't want to do that I just can push through. It's been a very fine-tuning process to learn what is really wanted versus what is obligated. But the power and the results that generate based on those two motivations are completely different. And so you know what you went into it with by the result. This is the real fun place to play in life, that coaching, a lot of modalities can help us get there, but coaching really does. I mean, lately going through my master's program, I'm getting coached by 3 or 4 really good coaches a week to get our hours. And the benefit is so phenomenal in my life. And coaching in and itself, as I coach, the benefits for everyone involved are very collective, but you want to make sure you're working with someone who's actually changing and not just talking change, and you'll know by your results very quickly if your coach is talking change or actually like taking on in their life, because it makes it easier for you. That being said, actually, as I say that, the only real thing that matters is you have faith in the process to help you. Don't put it in a person, but put it in a process. Once you put it in the process, you'll follow it, and then you'll link up to your own joy, and then you'll be set to go. You'll have your own motivation structure.